back to my channel. Today I want to discuss this from tearsofeden.org. There has been a lot of news about the Duggar family, who is famous for having 19 children. They had a reality show that was canceled because one of their sons, Josh, was found guilty of possessing, I'm not going to say the word because of the rules of YouTube, possessing CP, images of children, and CSAM. And I'm not going to discuss all of it because it is triggering. If you are triggered by talk of sexual abuse, please turn off. I don't want to trigger anybody, but I want to discuss some of the damaging beliefs of the IBLP, which is the ministry the Duggars follow. I am a survivor of the Bill Gothard homeschool cult. When I was 6 or 7 years old, my family joined Bill Gothard's program, the Institute in Basic Life Principles. I remember a hotel room and strangers babysitting me when we visited Oklahoma City for my parents to attend a training. My personal experience with ATI, Advanced Training Institute, IBLP's program for homeschool family, leaves me with mixed emotions. While I am grateful for the unique experiences I had and the friendships I formed, I have also spent the last 12 years of my life recovering from the cult teachings and beliefs that have wreaked havoc on my relationships, mind, and emotional and spiritual well-being. I'm going to paraphrase a lot because this article is quite long. Gothard systematically created a community of authoritarian control, never discussed the umbrella of authority. Teaching was the foundation of everything we built. Women and children were most vulnerable, but this teaching of hierarchy created a toxic culture in which you either could always pass the buck and shirk personal responsibility in a situation, or be shamed, blamed, and disciplined by anyone in a position of authority over you. Bill Gothard's teachings, from the research I've done, have created a lot of damage. There was a lot of secrets in this institute, in my opinion. The teachings brought forward by Gothard and others within the fundamentalist Christian construct fed the worst part of humanity. Those already full of shame or regret, or had a covert lust for power, were drawn to Gothard's programs. Hurting, broken, searching parents flocked to the messages and hope given with the promises of a holy God-honoring life. But the ugliest parts of their hearts were being groomed instead of becoming healed and whole. This institute in basic life principles, the strict teachings, and the authoritative way that it was run and the beliefs have created a lot of damage. A lot of survivors have come forward with emotional damage, sometimes physical damage. It's a lot of shame in this institute. Growing up inside ATI came with a lot of expectations. Attending my first basic seminar was a rite of passage. I was expected to do daily wisdom searches in addition to personal Bible time and scripture memory, obeying without question, and following the plethora of rules from ATI, my family, and my church. I was groomed to be a keeper at home, a dutiful, submissive wife, and mother of many children. There was no end goal except supporting a husband in ministry. College was discouraged in our homeschool community until I hit college age. Then suddenly it was okay, only because I might need a degree if my husband were to fall ill someday. My identity as a woman was tied to my purity, modesty, and ministry skills. So women in this belief system are discouraged from higher education. They are taught basically that your goal in life is to be a submissive, dutiful wife. But here's the problem with that. Humans are flawed. We make mistakes. There is a lot of damage, a lot of destructive teachings that really work against women. Women being discouraged from higher education and seeking a degree, that is damaging, because women should be encouraged to pursue a degree. You never know what's going to happen to your husband. You need to have a backup plan in case things go wrong, and they do go wrong. One example of this is Anna Duggar, whose husband was famous on the reality show, and it turned out he was looking at CP and other things, and he was convicted and now is in prison. Now this wife has 7 children to support and no husband to help her. These teachings, the Duggars, when you watched them on the reality show, as I had, they looked happy, perfect, submissive. Children were taught to obey without question. And you were basically taught to get married and serve a husband, and that was it. My childhood and innocence were taken from me. I became fearful, worried about my appearance. Was I modest or dressed neatly enough? Was a man looking at me? Was I safe? Was I breaking God's heart by sinning or not confessing my sins? There is a lot of guilt in this belief system. There is a lot of man-made rules that you are made to follow. And if you don't, basically the fear of God was put into you. Mental health was not something generally discussed, and I believe this lack of understanding and intentional avoidance of the science of psychology helped create an unhealthy culture where unquestioned obedience to authority masked abuse, mental illness, and domestic violence. So that is just a look at the teachings of IBLP, and I wanted to share this with you because there is a lot of attention lately on the Duggars. The documentary that has recently come out, Shiny Happy People, gives a look into this belief system and how damaging it was and can be. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned a lot. And please subscribe for more so you don't miss anything coming up. Thank you.